I wanna see the light.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm gonna show you guys my Chroma Prime build. This video might not be perfect for some of you who like to FORMA your Warframes 20, 30, 100 times to get the perfect Eidolon hunting build. So this is a disclaimer, my builds may not be good this time, so I really hope you understand, because I don't always play as Chroma. And also I do not want to copy other YouTubers' builds because I want to preserve the originality of my current build. Again, this is a disclaimer, if you don't find this build satisfactory, you can just watch other YouTubers' builds because they have better content than mine. Today in this video, I'm gonna cover his abilities, the build itself, demonstrations, and also some important things that you should know and synergies of this Warframe. Let's get started. First of all, let's get into one important thing about Chroma. Chroma is a very unique Warframe. Of course, all Warframes are unique, but this Warframe has something very idiosyncratic about it. His energy color will dictate the elements of his abilities. There are only 4 elements, which is basically ice, fire, electricity, and also toxin. Green colors will give you toxin damage, blue colors will give you electric, white will give you ice, and reddish colors will give you fire. Now let's go to its abilities. First skill, Spectral Scream. This is basically a flamethrower. Press 1 and then it will deal damage towards enemies, and the damage that you will be dealing will be according to your energy color. As I said, if you have green as a color, then you will have toxin damage on your Spectral Scream. Second ability is Elemental Ward, and this ability will provide buffs according to your energy color. Electric will give you extra base shields, and also damage that you take will be converted into electric zaps that can deal damage towards enemies. Heat will give you extra base health, and also it deals AoE fire damage towards enemies nearby you. Toxin gives you extra reload speed and holster rate. It also deals AoE damage towards enemies surrounding you. And lastly, Ice will give you a layer of protection which will give you extra base armor and also to reflect damage taken from enemies. And that same damage can be amplified as well. And its third ability, Vex Armor, which is one of the most important abilities of Chroma. How this works is that when your shields take damage, then Vex Armor will give you extra armor buff, which is Scorn. And if you take damage towards your health, then you will get damage buff, which is Fury. Now if you're a beginner, you may not know this, but Vex Armor has a very confusing calculation when it comes to damage. To make it easier for you, it is not recommended to put serration or damage mods in your weapon, because Vex Armor is just like serration but more powerful and requires energy to use. If you're wondering what kind of mod should I replace my damage mods for, then you can consider using elemental damage to replace your serration or heavy caliber. And lastly, Effigy. Basically this skill puts down a dragon, and that dragon is Chroma. And so this Chroma will deal damage towards enemies, and it comes in 3 types of attacks. And the first one is just like Spectral Scream, like a flamethrower. And the second one is a radial stun of 30 meters. And the third one is an explosion. The damage from the explosion and also the flamethrower or your Spectral Scream is also affected by your energy color. So if you have Toxin again, then your Chroma Effigy will deal Toxin damage towards enemies. And a few interesting things about this skill is that if Chroma or the Effigy kills an enemy, then it will have a chance to drop double the amount of credits. And the credits that you pick up near Effigy will be double as well. But please do note that the range of this is not affected by range mods, and it is solely restricted to 10 meters. So that's all the skills for you guys, and let's get on to the build. Now the build is pretty simple. 2 to 3 formas. You may need to invest another one to make it 4 formas, but that is totally up to you. For now, I find this build pretty good for me, so that means 2 or 3 formas should be enough. There are mods that you can replace here. Number 1, you can replace Steel Charge into Dead Eye, but that means you have to spend 1 more forma for Vitality, and which means you have to add 1 more D slot on your build. Umbral Intensify can be replaced with the regular Intensify, but I will recommend using Umbral Intensify because of its extra 14% power strength. If you don't find it worthwhile to use or wasting too much capacity, then you can replace to the normal Intensify like I said before. You can also replace Streamline with Prime Flow if you want to have more energy pool over power efficiency. Now I know I mentioned this just now, replacing Steel Charge into Deadeye. Yes, I recommend you to do this, and it is very important. If you want to bring this build into Eidolon hunting, then you will need to invest 2 more formas into this build. Basically, you need to add 1 D slot for Vitality and another K for regular Intensify, and that should be it. You should have enough slots for Deadeye and also Prime Flow. For the Arcane selection, I definitely recommend Arcane Energize because energy is a bitch when you use Chroma. Using this kind of build will suck a lot of energy from your energy pool, and definitely it is not energy efficient, which is why you have to bring lots of pizzas or using Zeneric in normal missions. In Eidolon hunting, then you should bring Arcane Energize. It is really recommended. If you don't have Arcane Energize, then of course you can put other Arcanes into the build as well. For example, Arcane Momentum. Arcane Momentum will go well with a Toxic Chroma because of its reload speed from Elemental Ward and also the reload speed buff from the Arcane itself. This Arcane specifically affects sniper rifles reload speed, so it should be used when you have a slow reloading weapon like Rubico or Lanka. You can also use Arcane Guardian, and I highly recommend this Arcane as well, because you don't have to use 1 more slot just to put Steel Fiber when you already have Arcane Guardian. One more thing you should know about this Arcane is that when it actually procs, it will add straight flat 600 armor to your armor value. 600 armor is basically the value that you can get from a max rank Arcane Guardian. Keep note of that. So Chroma Prime has 425 armor. If you add flat 600 armor into it, then he will have 1025 armor, which is pretty good. And once again, that means you don't have to waste a space for Steel Fiber if you already have Arcane Guardian, and it is extremely useful when it comes to stacking up your Vex armor buff. Alright, that's it for now. Let's go on to the demonstration. Heavy Gunners, Bombards, Copper Stacks and Common Infested enemies. Let's get started. Alright guys, thank you everyone for watching this video. If you guys liked it, then be sure to leave a like, write a nice comment, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you want to support me, then be sure to check out my Ko-fi link, links in the description below. Right, once again thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video. Goodbye.